Well, well, YouTube, it's looking like it's that time again. Madman and I will be taking a break from BBR, and we will be playing a game of 1914 in person with his cousin Mike, who we've played BBR and global games with before. But this will be Mike's first game of 1914. As you can see, I got the game all set up. Got a few pieces on their sides, and a few additional pieces down the board on their side, just because apparently there's a little bit of updated setup for tournament rules, which we're not going to play, but I just wanted to go over that with them. So that's why there's a few extra pieces like laid down on the sides and stuff like that. So I'll go over that with them. We might play with all the additional pieces or just the out-of-box setup or whatever. But anyway, one thing we will be doing is we will be testing out the BBR railing technique. I'm not a huge, or rule rather, I'm not a huge fan of the tournament rules. I think it makes things go way too fast. But I'm very excited for the idea of a 1914 bloodbath rule set. And so we're going to try out railing, where you can rail. So like say Austria-Hungary can rail up to 6 units 2 or 3 spaces away, as long as it's friendly territory and not through contested territory. And we might try a couple other things, but for the most part it'll be close to out of box with maybe just a couple tweaks. Also, we bump up Switzerland, still at the cost of 1 IPC, but now it's got 5 guys and 1 artillery, as opposed to the 1 infantry and 1 artillery that the out of box rules imply. Yeah, so this is basically just got the setup for right now. I will be the central powers, Mike, and since it's Mike's first game, you know, he needs a partner, so him and Rick will be the Entente. And last time Rick was a central powers, so you know, time to change sides. So yep, I'll be the central powers. So we play in a few hours. Roll a lot of tiny dice. Even though we got the hit dice, I really like to use the tiny dice. There's just something really fun about rolling that many little dice. Anyway, so that about does it. Also got my 1914 cigar box here all set up. And yeah, I'll get rolling some dice in about an hour and a half and go from there. I'll probably make another video once it's all done. Alright, YouTube, and we're back. So yesterday, Madman, myself, and Mike played 1914 from about 11:30 a.m. till 7:30, 8 o'clock p.m., give or take. And we got until Germany's turn in round 7. So made pretty good progress. Not a whole ton of downtime. Obviously still an endeavor of a game, as it is the legendary meat grinder. But anyway, so kind of going off what I did before in the intro video, to explain with what we were doing, we did test out the a BBR style railing method, where they could rail, where a power could rail the IPC value of the capital that many units 2 territories away, provided they were all friendly territories, or both friendly territories. So France can go straight to Lorraine with whatever ground units from there. The fighter obviously would not necessarily need to be railed, but you get the gist. So we did that, and it was pretty successful, because I feel like the tournament rules is just too much in terms of everything moving too fast everywhere. So we're trying to do like a middle ground method, and it worked out pretty well. Overall, happy with that, because I think 3 spaces, being able to rail 3 territories would be kind of a bit much, because then Berlin theoretically could rail units through Silesia to Galicia and then into Ukraine. So Germany could just pump units right into Russia significantly if it could do that, which might be a bit too much, as it's right on Moscow's doorstep. So we decided to keep it to 2 territories, since some of the territories, like I said, are so big, and there's just less territories than a 1940 global by comparison in some of these spots. So 2 territories seem to work really well. We also played with the line in the trenches national objectives. I had these reference sheets that he has on his channel on one of his videos printed out. And then on the back he's got some national objectives that just allow to pump a little bit more money in to all the powers, but nothing overly absurd, pretty much. And that worked well as well. I can't remember the last 1914 game I played without these national objectives, actually. I really like using these national objectives because they usually just add a couple bucks here and there. But just to have some kind of extra incentive, it really can help the Ottomans out, for instance. And we also played with trucks. So I painted some of these pieces. These are trucks, and we played with a Plastic Commandos house rule with trucks. Trucks cost $4. They can move 2 territories. They cannot attack or defend, but they can bring an infantry and an artillery. So load an infantry and tow 1 artillery. 2 spaces. The first space must be friendly, but you can, because you can't rail into a contested territories, but you can bring, with trucks, you can bring units into contested territories. So overall, happy with these trucks. There hasn't been a ton of usage of trucks. I bought 1 as Germany and took Denmark with it and another unit. And Austria bought a truck early on, and I just bought 2 more. Russia finally bought a truck. But outside of that, nobody's really been going crazy on the trucks right now. But I think with the momentum, the way things are, it's going to get, I can see it getting truck heavy with needing to get to the front lines faster somewhat. So that could possibly happen. This game has been very neck and neck. Oh yeah, sorry. Before I get into that, we also played with the Germany could buy the Red Baron, and he's already died, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, one-time purchase. Germany gets to buy the Red Baron, which is kind of like a airplane that a fighter that is like a battleship. So it costs like a battleship, 12 IPCs, and it can roll and defend at a 4. But it must be killed by an air unit. That the only way to kill it is an air unit dogfight, and unfortunately, the French and British just built up more fighters before Germany built up enough fighters to counter. So Red Baron died pretty early on in Belgium, and Belgium remained contested up until recently, and France finally took it and pushed Germany out. But anyway, this game has been very, very neck and neck. Mike has been France, Italy, and Russia, and Madman has been the U.S. and the UK, and I have been the Central Powers. Overall, it has been looking like an Allied victory. They have a hold on the continent of Africa for now, and they had control in the Mediterranean until this round, actually, until Austria-Hungary's turn on this round, because on round 6, they decided to try and punch in and destroy the Austrian Navy I had there, but the mines that I had were helpful to me, to say the least, and they just threw everything they had at them. The French went in there, got decimated. A UK battleship went in there, got just destroyed, and then the Americans came in and also they destroyed a few units, but it wasn't enough, and that allowed the Austrians to come out and knock out some transports. Oh, and we're also playing with transports, paired transports defended a 1. So we're playing with that as well. Damaged battleships for now, just because Mike's still used to it and seeing how the mechanics run. Damaged battleships we have still defending at a 4. So I think I've covered all the extra rules we've been playing. Oh, and we treat Constantinople as a strait, so the Allies can't come in to C-Zone 20 and drop off. They can come into C-Zone 20 and invade in here, but they can't drop off in Ankara or Mesopotamia through this route. So anyway, that is the extent of the special rules we've been playing with, I think. Oh, of course, one more thing. we have it so that the colonies react to the homeland territories. So when Germany goes into a Portugal colony, that automatically activates Portugal, and if somebody goes into Spanish Morocco, that automatically activates Spain. All right, now I'm positive I've covered everything. But anyway, so this has been a heck of a meat grinder. Now the Austrians have free range of the Med. We got a few Americans over here, but it's all transports and one battleship. We got more stuff on the way. We've been in a heck of a naval arms race up here with Germany. The opening move, Germany did not have good results in attacking Sea Zone 9. Pretty much lost all of Germany's navy, and only damaged the battleships. The battleship there, I think, and maybe knocked out one cruiser or something. But yeah, so that's the situation up there. But now that this situation's done and France's navy is gone, the Ottomans also knocked out most of the Italian the small Italian navy over here in Sea Zone 19. The Ottomans actually had their 2 cruisers, which fended off the 2 Russian cruisers. They built a battleship and then attacked the Italian battleship and cruiser here. The transport survived, but that just died here in 19. So right now, the Med is kind of safe, because over here all we have are transports for the UK. So France is going to have to start buying naval units, which it doesn't want to do, because right now, going over here into the Western Front, this is what's all in Belgium. On the side map, here's the income, by the way. Here's the chips for the Allies. Here's my chips for the Central Powers. Just got this also the same day, so this is kind of cool. Nice little upgrade for myself. Got it without poker chips, so because I already had these. So this is really nice, really nice. Anyway, so here, and this is all the stuff that's in Belgium, Britain and France. Heavy in Belgium. German reinforcements on the way, but probably not enough. It is Germany's turn, so we'll see what happens very shortly. There's a sizable force there to defend, but is that enough to make an offense? Oh, and one last house rule. So what we're doing is anytime there's a successful dogfight and the fighter's remaining, one fighter gets bumped up to being an ace. So that means rather than attacking and defending at a 2, it now attacks and defends at a 3. So if you have 3 fighters survive a dogfight, only one gets bumped up to being an ace. That's the extent of the house rules. Yeah, so then Mike has been doing a great job as Russia. Again, this is his first 1914 game. Great job as Russia. I had a huge amount of Germans here in Belarus, but he finally just this turn pushed in there and we had a massive battle, and it's still contested, but he's overwhelmingly got Russia back. I've had Moscow surrounded. We are playing at the Russian Revolution, but the Russian Revolution just has not happened, or hasn't had the option of happening. According to most recent errata, the Central Powers get to decide if the revolution occurs. It isn't necessarily automatic, but it hasn't gotten to that point yet. But yeah, as you can see, Germany has Finland still. Obviously, he'll lose that. Aunt Lee, cut it out. My dog. Dog. Cut it out. Okay. Anyway, so this is what's going on over here. Galicia, or Galicia, however you say it, that's contested. The Russians pushed into Budapest. They'll lose that momentarily, as you can guess. But yeah, there's just everything. The Turks had or Ottomans had Sevastopol at some point. Austrians had Romania at some point, as well as over here. But it's pretty much been around this neck point. Pretty much, at the Central Powers, most have been like this, this, or like this. So I haven't had 3 territories against Moscow, just 2 at a time, because of the positioning that we've been in, which has been pretty entertaining. Over here on the Ottoman front, I've been doing overall okay as the Ottomans. Obviously, the British are steamrolling in here. It took Madman a while to plunge into Persia. He built up first before doing so. He was mostly fighting me over here, but as you can see, we had French and Italian units over here too. I finally just kicked them out of here, but this is a sizable UK force. There's 13 infantry just right there, so 14. Plus all those artillery. But we got a good amount of Ottomans there, good amount of Ottomans here, and some more on the a few more on the way. Will it make a difference? Who knows? We got an Ottoman tank as well as a fighter, so there'll be a one-on-one battle for air supremacy soon, I presume. And all that fun stuff. So, we'll see if the sick man of Europe continues or not. But I think because of this situation, some interesting stuff might happen over here. Anyway, let's see. That about does it. I'm not sure when we're going to pick this up, so it'll probably be a while. Madman's got a busy schedule the next several weekends, so probably going to have to take some notes, tear it down, and set it all back up again some other time. So anyway, but this has been a little update on our game, a little overview of it, I mean, and hopefully we'll continue it, and we're thinking of playing no more than 12 rounds, so if we play this again in person, we should be able to finish it off, and then just kind of see how it goes from there, pretty much. Because as you can tell from our last 1914 YouTube game, we went to round like 21 or something like that, some absurd nonsense. So anyway, this has been a good time. Really good way to spend a weekend, or 1 day of a weekend rather. But anyway, so until next time, roll the dice better.